Today, we will talk about fear and how to deal with that. Yesterday, it was my birthday. And when it's my birthday, I usually think about what happened the past year and what I would like to happen for the next year. And this time, I wasn't really happy with what I saw, especially not with the past few weeks. Because I'm a chronic pain patient and I'm also working on a program for you, uh, it's very important to keep the rhythm that I have. And because of the fear, the coronavirus spreading around the world and all the news that was connected to it, which created, at least in our country, a lot of confusion. And there's also a lot of fake news. So I think a lot of people are very fearful of what is happening today. And so was I. I was completely overwhelmed by everything that was happening. And fear stands for false evidence appearing as real. So it is not real. Fear, by definition, is not real, except for, of course, the emotion. Fear is one of the strongest emotions that we have and that we can experience. And the biggest problem with fear as an emotion is that it makes you powerless. It just takes over your life, and the result of what you're doing is usually nothing. So, in order to change the fear and to get back on my feet, I had to first admit that I'm fearful and look at this feeling. What is it actually that I'm fearful of? And I noticed that I am afraid to become ill with corona because I've heard a lot of stories that it's really, really, really very, very bad. I also am very afraid to lose my loved ones, whether it's friends or family, and that makes me very, very frightened because of everything that is happening. I lost my rhythm. The, the sport that I used to do 3 times a week, it's gone. The music lessons that I take, it is gone. The theater company that I work with that I work for, who had a lot of rehearsals and a lot of events coming up in the coming few months, everything stopped. And instead of the rhythm that I used to have, there was fear. And it totally paralyzed me. And the past few weeks, I've been running around. We are remodeling the kitchen. So there's a lot of extra work and a lot of different work. And I really had to find my pace, find myself back. And that was hard because I didn't have the rhythm. I didn't have the time for myself that I used to have. My partner is around me all the time, which is strange, which is difficult. There is a lot of noise, a lot of dust from the remodeling, and besides this, I'm getting all these messages, all this news, all this fake news, everything talking about corona, 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 and it fills me up. So here I am, and I'm right here, right now, saying, I am afraid. I am afraid of what the coronavirus is doing to us personally, doing to our world, doing to our economy. I'm afraid of how people are dealing with it sometimes, not listening to the protocols or enforcing the protocols with violence. There's a lot going on. And people are telling me that this is such an important time to keep working on my program because my program is going to be online and it's going to help chronic pain patients like myself and like perhaps like you. And people are asking from me to finish the program, to create the content, and to start selling it because there's a demand. And I'm afraid. I am afraid to start blogging or vlogging like this little video. I'm afraid. I'm afraid you don't like me. I'm afraid you don't like my voice. I'm afraid I don't look good enough. I'm afraid that maybe I suck at making these videos. And I'm also afraid that maybe you don't like my message, or that my message isn't clear enough. And on the other hand, I am terrified, absolutely terrified, that you love it and you want more. Because I don't know if you start questions that I can answer them, that I can live up to them. I mean, after all, I am just a chronic pain patient who has learned a lot about chronic pain. And this fear is holding me back. Fear to fail, but also fear to succeed. Because when I finished my book in 2016, it came out at the 10th of December in 2016, it was a bestseller and people were asking me for guidance. People were asking me for therapy. People were asking me for the online program that I'm only now, 3.5 years later, starting to make for you. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of everything. And maybe being a chronic pain patient is an excuse because we are prone to more fear than any other person, simply because chronic pain is a stress-related kind of disease. So I feel entitled to have more fear. But that's not going to solve it. And you know, the past few weeks I've been wallowing in this fear. Just keeping it close and not doing anything, having a scatterbrain and running around, not having any result. And it's okay. It's okay, because if you want to change your fear, the first thing that you have to do is acknowledge that it's there. So here I am today, acknowledging that it's here. I am acknowledging that even though it is false evidence appearing as real, there may be realistic parts of it. The feeling is very real. And now that I've done that, I can change that fear into something else. Because what lies beneath this fear is the fear of failure, fear of success. It's basically just an excuse not to create content, just an excuse not to give any movie, any vlogs, any blogs, because maybe it's not good enough, maybe you don't like it. The only way that I'm going to find out whether you want this message, whether you are going to look at this message, and whether you are going to want to see more of me or not, is when I post this movie. So here I am creating this video about controlling your fear, to conquer my fear. The thing is that once we have acknowledged that we are fearful, and once we have realized what the message of fear is, for me it's just an excuse to run away, we can start to go back into that place of silence within ourselves, within our hearts. We can calm down and we can get back in touch with the earth. Because when I am fearful, I'm all in my head. This is me. And the rest of the body, I don't know where it goes, but I don't really feel it. So it's important, if we want to heal, if we want to stay healthy, if we want to work with this world, it's very, very important that we stay connected. And if I'm in fear and all in my head, I'm not connected. I'm not connected to the other people in the world. I'm not connected to nature. I'm not connected to the universe. And therefore, it's very hard to heal and to change something. So I started to meditate again. I have joined for another time the abundance meditation session with Deepak Chopra. If any one of you is interested to join in a couple of weeks, then please send me a personal message with your name and your phone number, and I will add you to the group when it starts. Because I've already done this meditation cycle of 21 days, I already know that I'm going to be asked to form a group in a few weeks. But that's completely besides the message that I wanted to give you. What I wanted to say that in this very stressful time, it is very important to find time for yourself, time for you alone time, time to pray, time to meditate. I don't know what it is that you want to do, maybe a yoga exercise, but it's very important to get into yourself, deep inside yourself, look into your heart, and to connect with your inner self so that you connect to the earth, that you can ground yourself, and that you can connect to the universe or to God or whatever spiritual guidance that you have. Now, I do want to mention a few oils that can help to process the fear. The first one is the oils that I'm talking about are the doTERRA oils, and I certainly want to specify that I work with doTERRA oils because I do not know any other brand. I don't know the purity of another brand. I don't know if it has the same recipe, that it has the same way of working. So if I talk about essential oils, I talk about the doTERRA ones. But I do want to mention them here because they help me very much. The first one that I want to talk about is Zengest. Zengest, or Digest Zen, that's the old name. That is an oil that is used to support the intestines and support the digestive system. You usually put it on your belly, and it helps you to support the digestive system, as I said. But it also helps with the digestion of emotions. And it's right now when I'm overwhelmed by all the information that is coming to me, which I feel as negative and which scares me, to be honest. So I'm using the Digest Zen to just simply digest all the emotions that are coming towards me with the time of Corona. Another one that I want to mention is Balance. Balance is the grounding blend, and it really, really, really helps to root yourself, to ground yourself, and to connect to that inner part of yourself. So you can put this one on the bottom of your feet. You can put this one in the diffuser. You can smell it, cup it, and it will certainly help you to calm down and to ground yourself. Another one is the Smart and Sassy, the metabolic blend. The metabolic blend, which I'm hardly ever using, that one is actually helping you to calm down and to process the fear and to let it go. Another one, and that is my absolute favorite oil, and that's the bergamot. Bergamot is a citrus blend, and it's very uplifting. It also helps with despair and depression, and for me, it helps me to cope with the situation. Bergamot is an oil that, with balance together, so the bergamot and the balance together are in my daily cream. I have created my own cream, which I use as a body lotion every single day. So every day I'm using it, and bergamot is the oil that I put in my diffuser every single day to get myself uplifted, to get an uplifted spirit, and to feel better. And it works. I also put in a little bit of black pepper, which is basically the kick in the ass. If you want to get something done, a little bit black pepper gives you that push. So bergamot and black pepper in the diffuser at this moment is a favorite blend of mine. And it really helps me to focus and to move forward, to take the next step, and to finally make my first video. And with this, I commit myself to overcome my fear of vlogging. So I promise that next week I will post my next video. I haven't thought about it yet, what I want to do it about. So if you have a suggestion of a topic, please let me know. But then next week I'll post my next vlogging video with a little message. So if you want to overcome your fear, first you need to acknowledge it, feel it, and find out what the message is. Always remember that fear stands for false evidence appearing as real. All right? And then you can challenge your fear by creating the opposite. So you can either face your fear and go through it like I did with creating the video that I'm really afraid of. And you can make the fear, which is usually a negative feeling, a negative statement, and you can create a positive statement, which is the opposite. And then you take action and you go do it to create a result. And that is how you overcome your fear. So I really hope to see you next week again. Bye-bye.